Hi, good evening everyone. Today is Monday evening. Hope you had a brilliant day today. I'm Susan Kaurub, your life psychologist and mind reprogram expert. We are going to discuss a new area, a new subject, whom to blame. You all have heard, I'm a self-made man. Most of the successful people say, I'm a self-made man. And who are not is a question that we need to ask ourselves. I am a self-made person. You are a self-made person. Is there anyone who's not self-made? Then why only successful people will say, I'm a self-made person? Because that is where they think that value is created. But we all are self-made people. That is where we need to focus who is creating our life. And most of us have the opportunity to create our life from the beginning, that from the childhood until today, what you are, all the decisions, all the choices that you have made, and from those choices that you have made, various actions you have done, and those actions had some result. That results give you what is that life that you are having today. So that means first you will make your choice, then that choice will make you. Again I repeat, first you will make the choices in life, and then the choices will make your life. So it's very, very important to have the right choices in life. Now, for various reasons, to make us, maybe, we are all sometimes, we say we are weak. Our mind is sometimes wants to have some kind of a, like sympathetic approach that, oh, it is not your fault, okay? And in that way, when you wanted to have some kind of a sympathetic approach, you give these kind of messages to your mind that you are not the one to be blamed for certain things happens in your life. For example, now you are not making enough money. Oh, the economic situation is really bad. The society is really bad. The government rules are really bad. And, maybe you are a female and, like you have your husband who is a big kind of, who's not giving you maybe a kind of a freedom to choose what you want or something. And then you started to blame, I couldn't make my career really well because my husband was not supportive. And my family was not supportive, and I'm really having a hectic day because my kids are making me, really driving me nuts. And see, all those kind of things you can hear that, you and me mostly blame others and situations in our life for whatever is happening in your life or my life. Now, when you blame, you need to understand you can't control others. You cannot control environment being the same person as you are. So before blaming, you need to have certain analysis to deal with these blaming situations and take charge of your life. So blaming will not help because it just gives you a kind of feeling that, oh, it's not my fault. I really wanted to do. See, for example, I thought I can start it, next week. When the next week comes, you find another reason, another blaming. So I say, okay, 2019 is the year that I'm going to start my new business, and then there are a lot of things happens. Oh, like the market is not that good, or the way I thought it did not happen, and the person who told me that person will help me, that person said no to me. So my plans didn't work. So you can have n number of reasons to support and give weightage to why it did not happen. But have you ever thought, how can you just give the same kind of support and, like make reasons for how things can work? So blaming is something that a person who's set to fail will do. The moment you start blaming, you are setting your route to a failure, not to success. So blaming will lead to failure. It's 100% sure. Blaming will not help you to lead to a successful life, a fantastic life. It will definitely lead you to fail. And here you need to think one thing. See, relationship, mostly people say, I am responsible, you two are responsible. For example, I'll say your marriage relationship, and you blame n number of situations and people why it is not moving well. Now, you may be, I am a person who works with people who are married in an arranged marriage or in love marriage. And I have seen that the most of the people who had love marriages have more issues than an arranged marriage, because their expectation about the spouse is really high maybe. So here what I say is, see, look, I am doing this, why can't he do that? I'm doing this, why can't she do that? Let me tell you, let me ask you something. When you decided to start a family, start a relationship, and did you think about, he's 50%, I am 50%? No, you choose your spouse, right? You choose this life, you choose that person, whatever reasons may be. And that point of time, he was okay for you, or she was okay for you. When did this become, like a blaming culture? You are not doing this, you are like this, you are like that, you are like this, you are like that, you're not giving me the support. See, first of all, did you tell the person that the relationship will only work if you contribute 50% to a relationship? That means, you are doing a particular work, then I do the rest of the work, or you are doing other work, then I'll do this work. Now, many times when you ask people, how the relationship should be, how the relationship works, they say, if there are two people, there should be a contribution from both the sides. I agree, the contribution should be from both the sides. And then, what is the ratio of the relationship that, the contribution should be? Some will say 50%, some will say, okay, I don't mind bringing even 60%, let him do the 40%. Or some will say 75, 25 is fine for me. Some will say, okay, 80, 20, something should be there. But I would say, to work, if you want to work your relationship in life, and you're not supposed to have these kind of demands, you say that this is a life that I chose to love, right? Take the accountability for your life, take the responsibility on your shoulder, understand how others work, and see how you need to be blending yourself with that particular situation, that particular person, and so that the life can move on and you can lead to a successful life. For example, if you have a spouse and you say that, okay, now this is not happening, or something that, okay, the person is not taking care of the kids traveling, and which you want him to do that. But if that person is not taking care of, you tell one time, two time, three time, no, you need to step into that and say that, it doesn't matter, I know how to handle it. So it is not expecting the other person to contribute equally, or the other person to do things for you. You are an independent individual. You can function individually and independently. So in everywhere, the ratio happens as 100:0. I don't expect anything. If you do, well and good. I don't expect anything. If you do, well and good. Make sure that you know how to effectively deal with your life situations well. When you do that and you don't blame things in your life, and your children also will learn the same culture. A blaming culture will set everyone to failure. So never ever do the blaming. Never ever say this is the problem, that is a problem, there is a problem, there is a problem. Instead, I know that there are challenges, I know that there are difficulties, but how do I manage that? How do I overcome that? Look at it, never run away, never blame, never just pass this particular responsibility from my plate to something else. Instead, take the responsibility on your shoulder and see how you can resolve it. Understand what resources you have, what is the support that you have. Is there anything more that I need to find as resources or as support, and seek help whenever it is required. And make sure that your problem solving and decision making skills are absolutely brilliant to make the right choices in life and lead a wonderful, accountable life. Thank you very much. I'm Susan Carter, your life psychologist and mind reprogram expert. I'll be with you next Monday with another subject. Until then, live well, fantastically and fantabulously well. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye.